softball fields at the Inwood Sports Complex in Joliet, Illinois, as the University of St. Francis takes on the Robert Morris University Eagles in the home finale of the 2018 softball season. Terry Bonadonna with you today, welcoming you to today's broadcast as the Saints try to extend their winning streak to 12, and then if they can get that, they'll try for number 13 later tonight in Game 2 of the doubleheader. Let's take a look at today's starting lineups. First for the visiting Eagles from Robert Morris. Their leadoff batter is shortstop Riley J. Batting second, right fielder Caitlin Sebastian. Chrissy Polka hits third and does the catching. At first base, cleanup batter Megan Ricketts. Nicole Abrams bats fifth and does the pitching. Montana Martinez is at second base. Their number 7 hitter is the designated player Olivia Gonzalez. Batting eighth, left fielder Rebecca Dilly, and hitting ninth, the center fielder Gabriela Melchiori. Alexis Parra will play third base today for the Eagles, but will not hit in the flex position. For St. Francis, it's the usual suspects. Anna Weatherall leads things off playing center field. Batting second, second baseman Brooke Carricker. Allie Belandis hits third and does the catching. Kayla Garcia is at first base. Jensen Torzinski is the designated player, batting fifth. Ashley Gallison hits sixth and plays shortstop. Haley Length is in left field. Caitlin Rolniak bats eighth and plays third base, and hitting ninth, right fielder Paige Egan. The starting pitcher for the University of St. Francis today is right-hander Morgan Derringer. She's ready to go. First pitch of the game is swung on and grounded to third base. Rolniak gloves it and throws to first. One pitch, one out as we get things started. 5:05 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Riley J is retired, and Derringer very happy about it. A good start for the senior. St. Francis comes into today's game with a 27-6 overall record. They are in first place in the CCAC with a 16-1 conference mark and ranked number 16 in the nation. First pitch to Sebastian misses high for ball one. Robert Morris comes in at 11-21 this season. They're 3-15 in the conference, so their overall conference record not very good, but they started out 0-12 in CCAC play this year, so they've gotten significantly better, winning 3 of their last 6. 1-1 on Caitlin Sebastian, a .205 hitter with 11 runs batted in. Sebastian swings and fouls it back. The count is 1-2. Morgan Derringer, fresh off of her 17th victory of the year last night. She threw a complete game, allowing just 1 run in a 3-1 victory over Olivet Nazarene. Right here on this field 24 hours ago. Ball outside on Sebastian, 2-2. That was a single game last night, but it wrapped up a season series sweep for St. Francis over Olivet, giving them a game-and-a-half lead in the conference standings. Sebastian stays alive with another foul ball. Saints 16-1, Olivet 14-2 as the two teams wrap up conference play. St. Francis, after today, has 3 games remaining. Ball outside, 3-2 is the count. Nice at bat here by Caitlin Sebastian, working the count and staying alive. She does lead the team, having drawn 13 walks this season. And here's the payoff pitch. Swung on and ripped to third, but right at Rolniak for out number 2. Caitlin Rolniak has been busier in the early going today. She's got an assist and now a putout. That ball was smoked down the third base line, but Rolniak was right where she needed to be to make the play. 2 up, 2 down against Derringer, and here's Chrissy Polka. Polka takes ball 1 from Morgan Derringer. You might look at the record for Robert Morris and think it's not a very talented squad, but Chrissy Polka is Exhibit A. So why that's not the case. A 500 hitter this season. She fouls it back, 1-1. Not only batting 500, but slugging .897. 12 doubles, 2 triples, 5 home runs rather, and 23 RBIs. Polka takes a strike. She's behind 1-2. Derringer 1 strike away from a perfect first inning. Anna Weatherall set to lead off the bottom of the first for St. Francis. Derringer toes the rubber. She's ready to go. The 1-2 pitch swung on, fouled back, and out of play. Beautiful night for softball today. The sun is shining. And the temperatures in the low 60s. They've been in the low to mid 60s throughout the day today in Chicago's southwest suburbs. Another pitch to Polka. Downstairs, 2-2. If Polka reaches base, Megan Ricketts will bat next. Polka, like Sebastian before her, putting up a good fight. Ground out and a line out have started the game. Now the 2-2. Polka takes up and away, another full count. So a busy first inning for Morgan Derringer, even if she does retire Polka here. Back-to-back hitters have seen full counts. Popped up foul behind home plate and just over the fence, out of play. Still 3-2. Chrissy Polka will see an 8th pitch from Morgan Derringer. Polka is catching today's game. She's a part-time infielder as well. Senior transfer from Middle Tennessee State University. Payoff pitch. Lined into left field, a base hit for Polka. A good battle won by the hitter there. Waited back on that one and just slashed it into left field, dropping in front of Haley Length. 2-out single in front of Megan Ricketts. And Ricketts is a lethal hitter as well. She's hitting exactly .410, 41 for 100 on the season, with 12 doubles, 3 homers, 3 triples rather, 2 homers. Team leading 29 RBIs as she takes ball 1. There's a looper on the infield, out of the reach of Derringer, but Gallison is there to pick it up. She throws over to first and gets the out to end the inning. 2-out single is left at first base for Robert Morris. Polka heads back to the dugout and gets set to come out to catch next inning. Saints coming to bat for the first time in a scoreless tie. Anna Wetherell, Brooke Carricker, and Allie Belanis will bat for the Fighting Saints in the bottom of the first inning. Garcia, Torzinski, Gallison, Length, Rolniak, and Egan make up the rest of the lineup, facing Robert Morris, right-hander Nicole Abrams. Freshman starting for the 16th time this season. It is her 25th appearance overall. 6-11 with a .464 ERA so far in her first collegiate season. She has completed 11 of her 15 starts. In 108 2/3 innings pitched, she's allowed 96 runs, 72 of them earned on 166 hits. With 62 strikeouts to 21 walks, opponents are batting .342 this season against Abrams. So she's been hit a little bit. First pitch of the game, knocked back by Anna Wetherell and out of play for strike 1. She won't walk too many batters, strikes out a fair amount, although not a huge strikeout pitcher either, but she does give up her share of hits, and that's music to the ears of the St. Francis offense because they tend to get a lot of hits. Ball 1 called on Wetherell, 1-1. First batter up, Anna Wetherell sitting .368. A homer and 14 RBIs on the year. She takes a strike, 1-2. Wetherell is one of 3 regular Saints hitting at .368 or better. Ball 2 on the St. Francis center fielder, and the count is even, 2-2. Bottom of the first inning and a scoreless tie. Morgan Derringer pitched a 1-2-3 first inning. Or rather, a scoreless first inning. She did give up 1 2-out single, but that was all. Wetherell fouls it down the left field line, out of play. Count remains 2-2. St. Francis at 27-6 has won 11 consecutive games in 18 of their last 19. Ball inside, 3-2. That's 16-1 now in the CCAC. They're on the verge of winning their second consecutive conference crown. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Nicole Abrams gets Anna Wetherell on the 3-2 pitch, and there's the first out of the bottom of the first inning. So both pitchers start the game similarly with some good first inning battles between hitter and pitcher, but the pitcher has tended to come out on top in the early going. Here's Brooke Carricker. Carricker swings the first pitch, hits it out into right field and over the head of Caitlin Sebastian, who's all turned around on it. The ball rolls to the wall, and that allows Carricker to round second and dive to third base. It's a one-out triple. Brooke Carricker came into today's game tied for the school's career record with 51 doubles. She could have had it if she just stopped at second, but kept on going because she had a chance to make it to third, and she picks up her second triple of the season. That brings up Allie Belandis with a good RBI chance. One out, one on. First pitch to Belandis misses for ball 1. Allie Belandis this season hitting just a shade under 400. She's at 398 with 3 homers, 21 driven in. Big swing and a miss. It's 1-1. Carricker's fly ball to right field wasn't terribly well hit. It was playable for Caitlin Sebastian, who started in on it and did not then have enough time to recover and get back to make the catch. So it went over her head, and Carricker easily made it into third with the triple. Tapped foul by Belandis. 1-2. Kayla Garcia is on deck. Saints trying to come out of the first inning with at least 1 run. They've got a runner at third base with only 1 down. Belandis looking to make some contact. She doesn't strike out a lot, just 8 times this season. She does make contact, but in foul territory to the right side. That'll drop untouched. Still 1-2. St. Francis in their home white uniforms today. White tops with brown sleeves and white bottoms. Robert Morris wears maroon tops with white bottoms. Belandis takes a ball off the inside corner. That evens up the count. 2-2 on St. Francis's all-conference catcher, Allie Belandis. Belandis is the team leader this year with 47 hits. Number 48 would bring in a run, but instead she looks at strike 3 over the inside corner, and Abrams has a big strikeout, 2 down. That leaves Brooke Carricker at third base for the time being. Garcia will need a hit to get her in. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Abrams. Kayla Garcia's hitting .429. 7 home runs, 32 RBIs. All of those numbers are team highs. Garcia takes the first pitch strike. Last season's CCAC Freshman of the Year has not disappointed with her numbers this season. Gaudy statistics up and down the board. She takes a ball outside, 1-1. Not only does she lead the team in batting average, but she leads the team by a wide margin in walks, putting her on base percentage well over 500. The count is 1-1. Here's the pitch. Outside for ball 2. 2-1 from Abrams to Garcia. Brooke Carricker tripled with 1 out in the inning. Abrams struck out 2 batters surrounding that triple, and so Carricker is still at third base right now with 2 down. 2-1 coming to Garcia. Down low, 3 balls and 1 strike. Abrams being very careful with Kayla Garcia here. Really has not come close to the strike zone on any of her 3 balls. 3-1, a good hitter's count. Garcia swings and tips it foul. Kayla Garcia is the first baseman for the 2nd straight day. She started over there yesterday. She's been the designated player for the vast majority of the season, but getting getting back to the field. Starting to get more and more comfortable all around. Another 3-2 count. Here comes the payoff pitch from the freshman Nicole Abrams. Garcia pops it up behind home plate. The catcher Polka takes her mask off and watches that one go. No chance to track it down in foul territory. Still 3-2. This will be the 20th pitch of the inning from Abrams. And Garcia is hit by the pitch, hit by the 3-2 pitch. She takes first base. So not only has she walked 23 times, but she's now been hit by 6 pitches this season. Or 5, that's the 5th time she's been hit by a pitch this year. She's at first, Carricker's at third, and it's Jensen Torzinski's turn to hit. .314 batter with 3 homers and 27 RBIs. She's driven in more runs this season than anyone on the team except for Kayla Garcia. I think Robert Morris is arguing that Garcia maybe leaned into that one a little bit, but it's ball 4 anyway. So unless the pitch was actually in the strike zone, she would get to take her base. It's hard on a 3-ball pitch to make a strong argument that a batter leaned into one, because when you're going to first base anyway, you're not going to willingly take a pitch off of any part of your body. So the umpires discuss it, but Garcia will stay at first base. I don't think that pitch was in the strike zone. That's the only way she wouldn't be at first. So now Jensen Torzinski gets to bat, right-handed hitter, designated player in this game. She's played a lot of first base this year. She swings the first pitch and rolls it to third. Alexis Parra gloves and throws across the diamond to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit batter, 2 left on base, and we'll head to the second. No score. No score after an inning of action here in Joliet, and a new pitcher now for the Fighting Saints. Taylor Bars enters the game, her 5th relief appearance this year, and the 16th time that she has been out there overall. 8-3 with a 3.19 ERA. The junior has pitched 72 1/3 innings. She's allowed 52 runs, 33 of them earned on 87 hits with 39 strikeouts to 13 walks. Opponents are batting .287 against Bars this year. Her first pitch is to Nicole Abrams, and it's in there for strike 1. Morgan Derringer pitched the first inning, gave up 1 hit but no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. Fouled back by Abrams, 0-2. And Derringer is still eligible to return later in the game if the Saints need her. Abrams, Martinez, Gonzalez, the trio of scheduled hitters this inning. Nicole Abrams, the pitcher for Robert Morris, takes the 0-2 pitch high for ball 1. At the plate this season, she's hitting .258, a homer, 10 RBIs. She's 16 for 62. Just got a piece of that one to foul it back. Still a ball and 2 strikes on Abrams. Cole Abrams off to a pretty strong start pitching-wise. Gave up just a hit and no runs against the potent St. Francis offense in the first. There's a ground ball to the right side. Brooke Carricker will shovel it underhand to Kayla Garcia covering the bag. 4-3 to retire Abrams for the first out of the second inning. Third ground out recorded out of the 4 total outs for the Robert Morris hitters today. And here's Montana Martinez. Martinez is batting .325. She's 26 for 80 with 9 runs and 17 RBIs. She's doubled 5 times. She fouls this one back for strike 1. 1 out, nobody on. Leadoff batter has been retired in each of the first 2 innings by the St. Francis Hurlers. The 0-1. Grounded right back to Taylor Bars. The lefty flips it over to first base for out number 2. 1 hopper. Bars was ready for it. Reacted quickly and decisively, made the play look easy. 2 up, 2 down here in the second. And Olivia Gonzalez bats for the first time. Hitting .179 for the season. Gonzalez is getting just her 40th at bat. And she fouls back the first pitch for strike 1. 2 extra base hits, 1 RBI so far this season for Gonzalez. The number 7 hitter. 2 outs and no one on base. Martinez takes the ball low. Gonzalez, rather, takes that ball low. 1-1. Daly waits on deck. Gonzalez grounds it right to Kayla Garcia. An initial misplay, but Garcia knocks it down, sticks with it, and carries it over to the bag. 3 unassisted to end the inning. 3 straight groundouts against Taylor Bars in the second. We'll head to the bottom of the frame. No score. Ashley Gallison, Haley Lent, Kaylin Rolniak will try to get St. Francis' offense going here in the bottom of the second inning. No score. Cole Abrams' first pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1 on the junior shortstop, Ashley Gallison. Gallison's a .308 hitter with a homer and 13 RBIs. Swing and a line drive to left field. That's a base hit for Gallison as it trickles through the infield. Gallison is aboard with a leadoff single. Soft liner out of the reach of the shortstop Riley Dre. It hit the infield dirt and rolled steadily into the outfield grass. An easy hit for Gallison. Leadoff batter reaches in front of Haley Lent. Lent hit her first home run in that 3-1 victory last night. Here she shows bunt, but takes ball 1. Haley Lent on the season is batting .278 with 15 RBIs. She's got 3 sacrifice hits, looking for number 4 right here. Gets the bunt down. It's a good bunt picked up by the pitcher Abrams, who tosses to first in plenty of time to get Lent, but the sacrifice works. Gallison into second base with 1 down for Caitlin Rolniak. 1-4 on the put out there. For Lent, the 4th sacrifice this year. Now Caitlin Rolniak will grab her bat and walk back to the dugout. We're going to get a pinch hitter here. RBI opportunity here. So Amanda Jensen will call one of her hitters off the bench. Lena Mito is typically the first pinch hitter. Let's see if she's the one used here. It's actually going to be Becca Stanton instead. Stanton getting her 16th at bat of the year. She's 4 for 15 at .267 average, and she's driven home 8 runs. Base hit could score the first run of this game. First pitch from Abrams is taken by Stanton for strike 1. Becca Stanton strikes out looking, the second out of the inning. Third strikeout today for Nicole Abrams. And now it'll be Lena Mito pinch hitting for Paige Egan. So the first pinch hitter was unable to get the runner in from second base. We'll see if the second one can get it done. First pitch to Mito, misses high for ball 1. Mito strictly a pinch hitter this year, appearing in her 27th game of the season with no starts. She's hitting .259 with 7 runs batted in. Swung on and grounded to first base. Megan Ricketts has it. She steps on the bag. A hard hit grounder for right at Ricketts, who gets the out unassisted. And the Saints squander a leadoff base hit. They leave Gallison at second base. We head to the third. No score. There's no score after 2 innings. St. Francis has had 3 base runners. 2 of them have reached scoring position with fewer than 2 outs, but they haven't been able to score them. Robert Morris has had just 1 runner on base for the first 2 innings. They'll try to change that with Dilly, Melchiori, and Jay to up this inning against Taylor Bars, whose first pitch misses for ball 1. Bars came on in the second, pitched a 1-2-3 frame with all 3 outs recorded on the ground. Ball high, 2-0. Rebecca Dilly is starting just her 10th game of the year. She's hitting .136 for the season, but she does have a couple of RBIs, 2 of them, despite just 3 hits. Swing and a miss, 2-1. Kaylin Rolniak was pinch hit for last inning. She's back in at third base. Paige Egan, the right fielder, was pinch hit for, and Maddie Keating is now in right field. Strike over the outside corner, 2-2. So that number 9 spot in the batting order initially belonged to Paige Egan. Mito pinch hit. Keating is in right. She's in the 9th spot right now, but it'll probably be Egan batting next time we get there. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Nice bounce back from Taylor Bars. She fell behind Dilly 2-0. Came back together with 3 straight strikes. 5 straight Eagles have been retired combined, 4 of them by Taylor Bars, and here's Gabriella Melchiori. Melchiori, the starting center fielder for Robert Morris, stands in with a .321 average, 5 runs knocked in. She bunts at the first pitch, but can't connect. It's strike 1. Game 1 of a doubleheader here this evening. A beautiful Tuesday evening in Joliet, Illinois. Ball 1 up and away on Melchiori, who took A running start, but did not offer. 1 ball and 1 strike, 1 out, and nobody on the bases. No score here in the third. There's a ground ball to the left side, scooped up by the shortstop Gallison. Quick throw to first is not in time. Melchiori picks up the second hit of the game for Robert Morris, an infield single for the number 9 batter. You can see as soon as she left the box, she's got some wheels. And beat that one relatively easily on a play that for most base runners would have been routine for Ashley Gallison. With Melchiori chugging down the line, Gallison had to act a little bit more quickly and wasn't able to do it. Here's Riley J. Riley, R-Y-L-I-E. Right-handed hitting shortstop, and the first pitch to Jay gets away from Ali Belandis and rolls to the backstop. Melchiori moves up to second base. And now runner in scoring position for Robert Morris for the first time. It's a 1-0 count on the leadoff batter, Riley J. She grounded out to third on the first pitch she saw in the first inning. This time she grounds it to Gallison, the shortstop. She bobbles, picks up, throws to first in time. 2 down. Melchiori advances to third base. There was a slight bobble there from Gallison. If she had held on to it, maybe she would have been able to get Melchiori at third base. Probably wouldn't have been worth the risk even then. She gets the second out of the inning, and now it's Sebastian. Caitlin Sebastian's got a chance to break this scoreless tie. Sebastian's 0 for 1, but she hit the ball harder first time up. A line out to third base. She takes a strike here from Taylor Bars. Infield single with 1 out for Gabriela Melchiori is the only thing that has prevented Bars' quest for a 1-2-3 inning. There's a bouncer right back to the mound. Bars is able to grab it. She flips underhand to first base, and the inning is over. Strikeout, 2 ground outs. The single and the passed ball do not come back to haunt the Fighting Saints. We head to the bottom of the third. Still no score. Top of the order for St. Francis in the bottom of the third, and Anna Wetherill takes strike 1 from Nicole Abrams. Abrams off to an excellent start in today's game. She has not allowed a run on just 2 hits through 2 innings. Pitcher came into today's game allowing a .342 opponent's batting average for the year. Wetherill takes a strike. It's 0-2. Anna Wetherill struck out swinging to begin the bottom of the first inning, getting her second chance now, and she's quickly in a hole. Abrams sets herself up for the 0-2. Popped up, foul, and out of play. Still no balls, 2 strikes. Both teams have gotten at least 1 runner to third base now. Robert Morris just in the top half of this inning. Well, neither side's been able to score yet. There's a foul ball off the light fixture. It bounces straight down. Still 0-2 on Anna Wetherill. Brooke Carricker, Ali Belandis also scheduled to hit this inning, and if anybody reaches, it'll be Kayla Garcia. Wetherill taps it to the right side. Tough play for the first baseman, Ricketts. She flips it to first just in time. Good play all around by the Robert Morris defense. Megan Ricketts, the first baseman, jumped off the bag in order to reel that ball in. Montana Martinez did not hesitate. The second baseman went to cover first. And even with the very speedy Wetherell running down the line, they're able to get her. 3-4 on the putout. And here's Brooke Carricker. Carricker is 1 for 1 with a triple. She tripled with 1 out back in the first inning. Ball was stranded at third base. The umpires confer about the last call, but they do confirm the way they initially called it. So now it's Carricker's turn to bat. Carricker swings to the first pitch, pops it up on the infield. Diving catch made by the third baseman, Alexis Parra. And Brooke Carricker is actually going to be safe at first. Parra was not able to glove that ball cleanly. Took kind of an awkward route to it. It was sort of a knuckler back towards the pitcher's circle. Parra made the dive. She was able to reel it in cleanly, but it was a trap. So as she pulled it in with the glove, it had already touched the ground. It's an infield single for Brooke Carricker. Runner at first base, 1 out. Allie Belandis is at the bat. Belandis is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. She swings to the first pitch, hits it out to shallow center field, and drops it in for a base hit. Carricker makes the turnaround second, but holds where she is. Back-to-back singles. Carricker's at second. Belandis is at first. 2 on with 1 out for Kayla Garcia. The Saints aren't hitting the ball all that hard this inning, but they're getting the job done. Carricker, a little flare shot on the infield that Parra was unable to make the diving catch on. And Belandis out to shallow center field. Drops it in between shortstop and the center fielder. So here's Kayla Garcia, the team's best RBI hitter. She was hit by a pitcher first time up. She swings at the first pitch here and pops it foul into the bleachers. Strike 1. Both Carricker and Belandis reached on the first pitch they saw, so the Saints are being very aggressive here in this third inning. Last 3 batters have swung at the first pitch. 0-1. Garcia drills it to short where it's caught by Riley J. She throws in her right field looking for the double play. Carricker up and running. She makes it to third, rounding third and heading for home. She crosses the plate. Allie Belandis into third base. A 2-base error by Riley J. gets the Saints on the board. It's 1-0 in the bottom of the third inning. A hard hit ball by Kayla Garcia, but some bad luck for the Fighting Saints, as it was hit right at Riley J., who was able to snare it. It looked like it was going to be a double play. She threw back to second to double up Brooke Carricker, but her throw was wide, went out to right field, and that allowed Carricker and Belandis each to move up 2 bases. In Carricker's case, that meant a run. In Belandis' case, she's at third, and the batter now is Jensen Torzinski. Torzinski takes strike 1. 0 for 1 with a ground out to third base today. Second time she's gotten a chance to hit with 2 outs and a runner at third base. She swings at this one and flies it out to right field. Sebastian steps over to her right and makes the catch, ending the inning. A run scores on 2 hits and a costly error. We'll head to the fourth. 1-0 St. Francis. It's the top of the 4th inning, and St. Francis has the advantage, 1-0. Unearned run against Nicole Abrams got the Saints on the board in the bottom half of the 3rd, and Taylor Bars gets to pitch with a lead for the first time. She'll face Chrissy Polka, Megan Ricketts, and Abrams herself. Polka's 1 for 1, batting better than .500 for the season now after singling in the 1st inning. She takes ball 1 to start the 4th. Polka is 40 for 79 on the season after her 1st inning single. Ball in the dirt, 2-0. She entered play today with a batting average of an even .500. Having a huge season for the Robert Morris Eagles. 2-0. And she takes a strike. Taylor Bars has allowed just 1 base runner through her first 2 innings. There's a 1-hopper right back to her. She gloves it and flips over to first for the out. It's the 3rd assist for Taylor Bars in this game. She fields her position very well. She has to, because she just gives up so many ground balls. She knows she's going to get a lot of opportunities, and that has certainly been the case today. It's always been Taylor's specialty. If she's getting you to hit the ball on the ground, you know she's having a good day. So far, she's faced 8 batters in this game. 1 of them has struck out, and the other 7 have hit ground balls. Strike 1 called on Megan Ricketts. 6 ground outs and 1 infield single to go along with her 1 strikeout. The 1 to Ricketts is in the dirt, 1-1. Ricketts grounded out her first time up, but that wasn't against Taylor Bars. That was against Morgan Derringer back in the 1st inning. She's 0 for 1. Bounced out to Ashley Gallison in the 1st. She hits this ball on the ground, but straight up the middle and through to center field. 1 out base hit for Ricketts. 3rd hit of the game for Robert Morris University. They've got the tying run at first base with 1 out for Nicole Abrams. Abrams is 0 for 1. She was the first batter that Taylor Bars faced back in the 2nd inning, and she grounded out to second. This time around, Nicole Abrams takes the first pitch, and it's over for a strike. Ball low. Count now 1-1. Robert Morris is an offense you have to look out for a little bit. It's a team that did not come in with a real daunting track record, 11-21 record, 3-15 in conference. That ball's popped out of play. 1-2. Despite that, they've got some pretty good statistics. Their overall numbers don't really match up with their record. They score nearly 5 runs per game. Rolled foul to the right side. Still 1-2. Their team batting average is a very impressive .291. And their pitching hasn't been terrible either. The team ERA just a shade over 4 at 4.09. Foul tipped, still 1-2. Despite all of that, they have not been able to really get going, especially since CCAC season started, winning only 3 of their first 18 games. Ball high, 2-2. Runner at first base, 1 out. Next pitch is grounded to right side. Brooke Carricker gloves it and throws to second for the Forest. Gallison back to first. That is in time, a double play. 4-6-3. And when you have somebody like Taylor Bars out there in the circle, you don't mind seeing a runner at first as much because of all those ground balls that she gets. She sets up double plays for herself. That's what she did right there to end the inning. She faces the minimum in the 4th despite the 1-out single from Ricketts. Robert Morris heads back out into the field in the bottom of the 4th, trailing the Fighting Saints 1-0. St. Francis holds a narrow lead as they come to bat in the bottom of the fourth, trying to blow it open a little bit. Gallison, Lent, and Rolniak are due up, and the first pitch to Ashley Gallison is taken for strike one. Gallison led off the second inning with a single. She's 1 for 1. Trying to reach base to start an inning for the second time today. She swings and bounces it over to short. Not an easy hop for Riley J, but she fields it cleanly. Throw to first is not in time. Infield hit for Gallison, and she is aboard to lead off another inning. That was a high bouncer. Riley J fielded it pretty well. Ball hit against the heel of her glove a little bit, but she was able to squeeze it and get the ball out pretty quickly and throw to first, just not in enough time. Those high hoppers, when you have a good runner running down that first base line, it's hard to get them. Haley Lent bunts it back to the pitcher. Abrams throws to first, and there's the first out. Gallison moves into scoring position. So this inning so far has played out exactly as the second did. Single for Gallison, sacrifice bunt for Lent. This time they will not be able to use the pinch hitters that they did before. Amanda Jensen called on Becca Stanton and Lena Mito back in the second, and neither one was able to come up with a hit. This time it'll have to be Rolniak batting for herself. First pitch to Caitlin Rolniak is over for strike one. Senior third baseman Caitlin Rolniak is hitting .212 this year with 3 homers and 16 RBIs. The 0-1. Rolniak takes a strike. It's 0-2. St. Francis could double their lead with a base hit here. Gallison, the runner at second base, runs well. Abrams delivers, and Rolniak takes low. Ball one. Maddie Keating came into play right field for pinch hitter Lena Mito last inning. So Keating is the next scheduled hitter. That was Paige Egan's spot to begin the day. Fouled off to the left side. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Caitlin Rolniak. Gallison reached on an infield single to lead off the inning. She gears up from second base. The next pitch is high. 2-2. St. Francis has had at least 1 runner in scoring position in every inning in this game, but just 1 run to show for it against Nicole Abrams, who has been tough in the big spots. Rolniak takes ball 3. Rolniak, a very patient hitter as always. She's walked 12 times this year. She's also struck out 13 times. One of the pitfalls of being as patient as she is. Payoff pitch, ground ball to third. Picked up by Alexis Parra. She throws to first. And there's the second out. Gallison is not able to advance. She's still at second base. And the batter will be Maddie Keating. Unless they pinch hit for her, which it appears they may do. Typically this would be Paige Egan re-entering the game for Keating, but in this case Maddie Keating did actually grab the bat and walk all the way to the batter's box before she is pulled back. And it's not going to be Paige Egan, it's going to be a different pinch hitter, Julie Chernikowski. So Chernikowski becomes the 4th St. Francis player to occupy the number 9 spot in the batting order. Chernikowski probably won't play right field, so I imagine next inning we'll go back to it being Paige Egan. Chernikowski's got a chance to come up with the big hit here with 2 outs. She takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. Julie Chernikowski has been one of the best hitters on the team in very small doses. She's got just 7 at-bats, but 12 plate appearances. She's got a .429 average and a .667 on-base percentage, and she's knocked in 7 runs. Strike called, 1-1. She's reached base 8 times this year. 3 hits, 3 walks, 2 times hit by a pitch. Inside, and she's hit by another pitch. She is hit by her 3rd pitch of the season in just her 13th plate appearance. And she cycles the lineup back around to the top. And job well done by Julie Chernikowski. She's done. Came up as a pinch hitter, got plunked, and now heads back to the dugout. And Paige Egan will re-enter as a pinch runner. So it's back to Egan at first base. Gallison is at second. 1-0, St. Francis leads in the bottom of the 4th inning. Anna Wetherell is 0 for 2. She struck out swinging in the 1st, grounded out to first base in the 3rd. First pitch swinging, it's fouled back for strike 1. Nicole Abrams has flirted with disaster for much of the night, but she hasn't crossed that line. She's given up just 1 run, and that was an unearned run in the 3rd inning. Liner to 3rd and caught by Alexis Parra. She's had a busy day over at 3rd, but by and large, she's been very good defensively. And she ends the inning. Saints leave 2 more, they don't score. And we head to the 5th, 1-0, St. Francis. Nothing. St. Francis leads Robert Morris. We've got 3 innings still to play, and the first pitch of inning 5 misses high on Montana Martinez. Martinez is 0 for 1. She bounced out to Taylor Bars back in the 2nd inning. Bars has been effective in 3 innings. She's allowed 2 base runners, both of them just singles, one of them on the infield. There's another ground ball right at the shortstop. Gallison, who bobbles it, recovers, throws to first just in time. This play by Gallison, but Martinez is not one of the faster runners on the team, and Gallison had plenty of time to recover and throw her out at first base. 1 up, 1 down in the 5th. Leadoff batter has been retired in all 5 innings by St. Francis pitchers. Here is Olivia Gonzalez. Gonzalez swings the first pitch and lifts it into center field. Coming in to make the catch, Anna Wetherell. Gonzalez is out on just 1 pitch. So it's a good result by Taylor Bars, but for Gonzalez, a bit of an achievement in that she is the first person to actually hit the ball in the air against Taylor Bars. Every other batter up has hit it on the ground. Here's a pinch hitter. It's going to be number 5, Alexis Manette. 200 hitter this season. She's 13 for 65. 6 RBIs, and she bats in place of Rebecca Dilley, who struck out swinging her first time up. First pitch from Bars, misses for ball 1. Two outs, nobody on base. There's a swing and a slow roller down the 3rd base line. It's foul, and the count evens up 1-1. Bars has thrown only 5 pitches this inning, and she's already gotten 2 outs. Trying to make it a quick 1-2-3 frame. She's had one other 1-2-3 inning. The 4th, she faced only 3 batters, despite allowing a single, thanks to a double play. 1-1 pitch is down low for ball 2. 1-0 St. Francis leads in the top half of the 5th. Bars' next pitch, swung out and missed, 2-2. One strike away from a perfect inning. Ball off the outside corner, the count goes full. Gabriella Melchiori stands on deck. Bars doesn't want to have to worry about her here in the 5th. Payoff pitch, swung on and lifted into shallow right field. Coming in to make the grab, Paige Egan pulls it in underhanded and ends the frame. 1-2-3 go the Eagles in the 5th. We'll head to the bottom of the frame with the Saints leading by a run. St. Francis trying to extend their lead in the bottom of the 5th inning. They've got their 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up and a 1-0 advantage against Nicole Abrams. First pitch to Brooke Carricker misses inside for ball 1. First pitch that Brooke has taken today. She swung at the first pitch at each of her first 2 at-bats and came up with hits on both of them, a triple and a single. She swings on 1-0 here and loops it down the right field line. Fair, drops for a base hit. Hard turnaround first, but Carricker holds with a single. Her 3rd hit of the game. So the leadoff batter reaches for the 3rd time in 5 innings tonight. Here's Allie Belandis. Quick meeting between catcher Chrissy Polka, pitcher Nicole Abrams. As they discuss what to do with Allie Belandis, very tough hitter who's 1 for 2. She singled in the 3rd, struck out looking her first time out. One of 3 strikeouts so far in the game for Abrams. First pitch to Belandis, misses away, ball 1. Carricker's at first base. She scored the first run of the game for the Saints. Came off a throwing error from the shortstop Riley J. with 2 outs in that inning. She was at second base. Jay threw to second, sent it into right field, and Carricker came all the way around to score. Belandis swings it high in the air out to deep left field, foul, and that ball well out of play. It's 1-1. Kayla Garcia is on deck. Barring a double play, we'll see Jensen Torzinski in this bottom half of the 5th. Taylor Bars has thrown extremely well, allowing the Saints to hold on to their narrow lead, but never feel comfortable up just 1 run. Belandis trying to add to the lead, pulls it foul again. She's hit the ball very hard on successive pitches. Both times she yanked it wide of the line. Ball and 2 strikes. Runner at first, nobody out. Next pitch from Abrams. Liner up the middle, caught by Riley J, who throws back to first and doubles up Carricker, 2 down. 6-3 double play as J makes another grab on a line, and this time Her throw back to the base to double up Carricker is true. The bases are empty. Here's Kayla Garcia with nobody on base. St. Francis has stranded 6 runners on through 4 innings. Now they've got 2 outs and the bases empty as Garcia takes the first pitch for ball 1. Still had at least 1 hit in every inning. 6 in all. 1-0. Strike called, 1-1. Stiff breeze is blowing straight in from center field, favoring the pitchers in this game. And we have had a very well-pitched matchup, 1-0 in the bottom of the 5th. Garcia trying to double the lead, whacks it out to deep left field. That ball's out of here. 8th home run of the year for Kayla Garcia, and it is a 2-0 St. Francis lead. RBI number 33 for the sophomore slugger. Big insurance run for St. Francis as we enter the late innings of this game. First hit of the night for Kayla. And how about that double play turned by Robert Morris a few moments ago? How big was that? Could be just as easily 3-0 right now. So here's Jensen Torzinski, 0 for 2 with a ground out and a fly out. First pitch, she grounds it foul, strike 1. Carricker led off the inning with a single. Belandis hit it hard. Riley J was able to make the grab and throw out Carricker on the double play at first base. But Garcia did not make this 5th inning a waste with a towering homer to left. Torzinski hits it in the air down the right field line. Long run towards that line for Sebastian. She dives and can't make the play and now overruns the ball. Torzinski still going into third. She stands up with a triple. 3rd hit of the inning for St. Francis. They're a double away from the cycle here in the 5th. That's the 2nd triple that St. Francis has hit in the game today to go along with Carricker's in the 1st. 3-bagger for Jensen Torzinski here. Looked like Caitlin Sebastian did not initially see that ball, may have lost it in the sun. Got off to a very late start in running after it. When eventually she did find the ball, she dove after it and came up short. The ball skipped past her, and that allowed Torzinski to make it all the way to third base. Ashley Gallison fouls away the first pitch, strike 1. Gallison has had a perfect day, 2 for 2 with 2 singles. Can she do it now with somebody on base? Grounded right at the first baseman, Ricketts. She steps on first base and ends the inning. Saints leave a runner at third, but they score a run on a solo homer from Kayla Garcia. We've got 2 innings still to play, and St. Francis holds the lead, 2-0. Top of the 6th inning, 9-1-2 due up for Robert Morris against Taylor Bars, who's pitched very well today. She's allowed just 2 hits and no runs through 4 innings. She faces Melchiori to start off the inning, bunted off the glove of Caitlin Rolniak, and Melchiori is aboard for the 2nd time today. Last time up, she dropped down an infield single. It wasn't a bunt, but it was a ground ball right at the shortstop. She was just able to leg it out at first base. This time she does it on the bunt, and her speed actually benefited her in 2 ways there. Saints were playing in because they expected the bunt. The first pitch to the leadoff batter, Riley J, misses for ball 1. And because the infield was playing in, she was actually able to bunt it over the head of Caitlin Rolniak, who came in too far. Hit off the tip of the glove of Rolniak as she reached up to try to make the catch. There's a hard one-hopper right at Rolniak, who fires to first and gets the out. And now they've got Melchiori caught in a rundown. Chasing her back to first base and applying the tag, Brooke Carricker makes it a double play. 5-3-4, I believe, on the double play there. I'm not sure what Melchiori was doing. Rolniak grabbed the ball initially, looked to second base, but saw that she really didn't have time to get Melchiori because she was too far along down the line. She was going to make it to second base easily, but at one point she just turned around and ran back to first and was tagged out. And 1 pitch later, Sebastian smacks a single out to right field. That could have scored a run or at least set up first and third, but because of the base running gaff, there are 2 outs with only 1 runner on base. Here's Chrissy Polka, the tying run in the batter's box. She takes ball 1. Polka has got 5 home runs this year. The rest of the team combined has 4. So as far as power on this team goes, this is it. Foul back for strike 1. So this is the one player you definitely, in a 2-run game, don't want to see come up to bat with a runner on base. One and 1 from Bars to Polka. Ball 2. I will say, though, better to see her bat with one runner on base than with 2 runners on base. 2 and 1 on Polka, 2 outs, 1 on. Hard grounder, but right at the shortstop. Gallison has it. She throws to first, and the inning is over. A short but very eventful 6th inning that sees no runs across the plate for Robert Morris. Taylor Bars, another nice job putting a 0 on the board. We're moving into the bottom of the 6th inning. St. Francis leads Robert Morris 2-0. Fighting Saints looking for a little insurance here in the bottom of the 6th. They've got a 2-run lead. I feel a little bit more comfortable with a 4 or 5-run lead. We'll see if they can deliver that here. Haley Length leads things off. She swings to the first pitch and fouls it away. Length is allowed to swing the bat for the first time today. She's been up twice. Both times she has dropped down sacrifice bunts. but this time leading off an inning, no chance we'll see that. Length, Rolniak and Egan are due up. If anybody reaches, we'll move back to the top of the order and Anna Wetherell. There's a chopper to the left side, gloved on a couple hops by the shortstop Jay. Throw to first is a half step ahead of Length for out number 1. Nicole Abrams has pitched well today. Freshman has gone 5 1/3 innings. She's allowed only 1 earned run. She finds herself on the wrong end of the scoreboard right now, though, as Taylor Bars has pitched to Jem for St. Francis. Kayla Rolniak is 0 for 1 with a ground out. Batting for the second time. 1 out, nobody on base. Rolniak takes strike 1. Game 1 of a doubleheader against Robert Morris here, and in between games we'll see all the seniors on this St. Francis squad get honored. Rolniak flies it out to left field. Coming in and making the catch is Minette for the second out. 2 quick outs recorded by Abrams. She's looking for her first 1-2-3 inning of the game. Just needs to get through Paige Egan, who started today, but in an oddity of the lineup, she's getting her first at bat of the game. Egan looks to bunt on the first pitch, does not offer, and takes strike 1. Egan is a .268 batter with a couple of extra base hits, 3 RBIs this year. There's ball 1 to even the count. In the 7th, it's Ricketts, Abrams, and Martinez, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Set to bat for Robert Morris. They'll be chasing at least 2 runs. There's a 1 bouncer right to third base. Para fires to first. And the easiest inning of the game by far for Nicole Abrams, her first 1-2-3 frame. It comes at a moment where she has given her team a chance to win the game in the 7th. Saints are 3 outs from a victory, leading 2-0. It's the top of the 7th, and Robert Morris needs at least 2 runs to keep this game alive. 2-0, St. Francis leads. They scored an unearned run off of a throwing error back in the 3rd inning. And then in the 5th, a Kayla Garcia homer doubled the advantage. And now Robert Morris trying to get back into it with Megan Ricketts leading things off against Taylor Bars. Ricketts takes ball 1. Ricketts reached base her last time up. She's 1 for 2 with a single. She'll be followed by Nicole Abrams and Montana Martinez. Ball 2. Not a good start to the inning for Taylor Bars. Looking to come back and get Ricketts here. Last thing you want to do with a multi-run lead is walk the leadoff batter. So Ricketts can expect to see something in the zone here. She does and takes it for strike 1. Taylor Bars trying to finish this thing off, but it would not be a complete game for her if she did, because Morgan Derringer actually started the game. There's a slow roller foul down the third baseline, 2-2. Derringer pitched 1 scoreless inning and then was removed in favor of the junior Bars, and she has come on and pitched 5 shutout innings since then. She's allowed 4 hits during that time, all of them singles, and allowed only 1 runner to go beyond first base. Ricketts hits a grounder to second. Brooke Carricker fields it from one knee and throws to first for the out. That brings up the pitcher, Nicole Abrams. Abrams has pitched a fine ball game, just 1 earned run allowed in 6 innings. She's retired the last 4 batters that she's faced. Now here she is trying to keep the game alive from the batter's box. First pitch to Abrams, rolled to third, off the glove of Rolniak. Gallison pulls it in, throws to first in time. Rolniak was unable to make the play, but it took a very nice bounce for the Saints. Right to Ashley Gallison. It'll go as a 5-6-3 putout. 2 down. Here's Montana Martinez. Last hope for Robert Morris. Taylor Bars is 1 out away from wrapping up the victory. It would be the 12th in a row for St. Francis. Martinez takes strike 1. She's 0 for 2 today. She's grounded out twice. Taylor Bars has been brilliant despite just 1 strikeout in the game. Ball outside, 1-1. She's gotten only 2 of her outs in the air. Everything else has been on the ground. Liner to left field. That's a base hit for Martinez. The game goes on. And Robert Morris will bring the tying run back into the batter's box. Martinez has her first hit. Solid single to left. And the batter now is set to be Olivia Gonzalez. We may see a pinch hitter here, or a pinch runner, one or the other. It's going to be a pinch runner at first base. Number 13, Margaret Ringbauer, enters the game. So it's Ringbauer running at first instead of Martinez. And Gonzalez in the batter's box. A home run would tie the score. Olivia Gonzalez has not hit one this year. She's got 1 RBI. 2 outs in the 7th. And the first pitch from Bars misses inside for ball 1. Olivia Gonzalez has grounded out to first base. She's flown to center, 0 for 2. Ball high, 2-0. Second 2-0 count that an Eagles hitter has seen this inning. If Gonzalez can reach base, she'll keep the game alive for Manette, who stands on deck. Two-0 pitch. Strike high in the zone. It's 2-1. Bars is trying to pick up her 9th victory of the season against 3 losses, and she's trying to finish up a combined shutout. The 2-1. Over the inside corner, strike 2. Taylor Bars and the Fighting Saints of St. Francis are 1 strike away from their 12th consecutive victory. It would be number 28 on the season. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, and there's your ball game. Saints win on the 2nd strikeout of the evening from Taylor Bars. 2-0 is our final score. And a very well-pitched game today. Morgan Derringer started it out and pitched the first. Taylor Bars went the rest of the way, and Nicole Abrams was good on the other end as well, but the Saints were good enough against her to get a couple of runs home and come away with the 2-0 victory. St. Francis picks up their 12th consecutive victory. They're now 17-1 on the year in the CCAC, and it was a bit of a struggle against the Robert Morris Eagles, who fall now to 3-16 in CCAC play. Saints had some early chances. They put runners in scoring position in each of the first 2 innings, but were unable to score. They finally broke through in the 3rd as Brooke Carricker and Allie Belandis came up with back-to-back singles. Next batter was Kayla Garcia. She lined out to short. Riley J threw back to second base trying to double up Carricker, but threw the ball away. Throw went out to right field. Carricker came all the way around from second to score and make it 1-0 Fighting Saints. 2 innings later, Kayla Garcia came up with a solo homer with 2 outs in the inning. Her 8th home run this year. That made it 2-0 in favor of the Saints, and that was all they would need. 1 was all they turned out to need, but 2 made it a little bit more comfortable in a final score of 2-0. Robert Morris rarely threatened in this game. Only once all evening did they have a runner beyond first base. That was Gabriela Melchiori, who made it to third on a single passed ball and a ground out in the 3rd inning, but she was left at third base. Again, our final score is 2-0 in favor of St. Francis. Winning pitcher Taylor Bars improves to 9-3. She pitched 6 shutout innings. The losing pitcher Nicole Abrams falls to 6-12 despite pitching well. Complete game for the 12th time this year. She allowed just 1 earned run, 2 total in her 6 innings. With the win, the Saints are 28-6, 17-1 in conference. On the loss, Robert Morris now 11-22, 3-16 in conference play. We've got one more game still to come here this evening. Somewhere around 7 o'clock tonight, we'll have the start of Game 2 between St. Francis and Robert Morris. And in between games, we'll see the seniors for the Fighting Saints honored on senior night, the final time they'll play at home this year before wrapping up the season with 3 on the road. I'll be back for the broadcast of Game 2 of this doubleheader, but for right now, I'm going to step aside and we'll have a break for a half hour before the start of the second one. Game 1 goes to the Saints. Final score of 2-0.